Happy Superman Day. It is Tuesday. It's new DC Day, giveaway day. New comics are coming, but it's a Superman premiere. The early premiere is tonight. I will be there. I'm stoked. We're going to do some pre-gaming, look at some reviews. There's a lot of positive feedback happening. And yeah, just have some fun hanging out in the middle of the day here. It's hot as balls outside, so trying to avoid that like the plague. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Let's go. I do want to remind everybody that Big Time Collectibles is one of the phenomenal sponsors of the channel, where you can go check out retailer exclusives, con exclusive, mystery boxes, all kinds of fun, cool stuff. They got it going on. Check them out. Check them out. And if you need anything cleaned or pressed, be sure to hit up Justin's Comics over on Instagram. All these links are in the description to all the videos. Make it easy for you, but if you have any issues, feel free to reach out to me on social medias. And also, channel membership is live. It's always live. Join the Legionnaires, get in on the action, get those loyalty badges next to your name, the custom emojis, including Superman emoji, as well as if you join the Legion tier, you get early access to videos, exclusive content and streams, as well as the monthly member drawing, all that good stuff. And as always, a huge shout out to ABX Comics and Games, who sponsors the channel and the Tuesday video specifically. We'll be giving away this week's new DC Day giveaways. It's Absolute Superman issue number 9, and that's the lyrics variant, super wicked cover, digging it. And then Mark Spears is starting the trading card set variants, and we got the brand new issue of Aquaman out this week. That's going to be issue number 7 from Jeremy Adams. But I loving the Mark Spears art, love the trading card borders. They match the DC Cosmic cards that we were giving away for months on the channel. Like, we moved over to the Skybox Master painted cards now. The painted cards are here now. But yeah, it's a huge day. It's a huge day. 7 o'clock at the IMAX. We'll be looking up at the screen and looking for Superman. Very excited for it. Very, very excited for it. The kids had their Superman outfits on already, and they've already wrecked them playing outside. So I'm currently washing them, hoping to have them ready in time for the movie to see how it all goes. Well, let's say hey to some of the folks in the chat. And also, let me apologize ahead of time. I don't know how good the stream stability is. It's showing that it's not great. I get a notification every time I log on to do this that there is an incompatibility between the most recent Chrome update and StreamYard, and that their engineers are actively working on it. But since that update, it seems like on my end, I can see like the Wi-Fi symbol that shows me how good the connection is. My Wi-Fi is great. My speed tested, everything's good. Everything in the house is streaming just fine. It's just StreamYard isn't catching a good signal. So if it gets laggy or freezes up a little, that's why, and I'm sorry. But on mine, it looks normal. I don't know how it looks to everybody else. But hey to Lisa Babs in here first at 10:30 this morning. Happy Tuesday to you. Also, everybody go and start dropping a comment. Let me know, what day are you seeing Superman? The Adventure Show saw it weeks ago and said it's time to look up. Let's get this party started. Absolutely. What is going on? Bryant, hello, everyone. Who has issues? We have issues. Please close the back door, too. It's hot. Close the back door, please. Yeah, don't leave the back door open. Too hot. Thank you, baby. Yep. Don't worry, Mark. I'm here. Thank you, Scott. I was concerned. I was getting a little concerned. I'm glad you made it. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope the beach is beautiful for you. All that good stuff. What is going on, David? Best stream of the week. I appreciate that, man. I love being here. It's only as fun as it is when all y'all are here with me. That's what makes it enjoyable. Again, what day is everyone going to see Superman? It's such a stretched out rollout, isn't it? They had the red carpet press premiere last night, the Amazon early access premiere tonight for IMAX, and then the rollout technically Thursday. There'll be a lot of screenings of it at all local theaters, and then Friday, the big official day. So by the time the official release day gets here, there's going to have been at least like 20 available screens to watch it on in any local area before then. They're really trying to bolster those premiere weekend numbers. They want that record. They'll get the record for the year, I think. But Jurassic World came out swinging, man. Over 318 million opening weekend. That's nuts. Never bet against dinosaurs. Stephen with a C. Happy new DC Day, Legionnaires. Hello to you. Always good to see you in here, homie. A1 from day one. We got Ruby G in the building. What is going on? Cowabunga to you. Marty, what's up? What's up? Happy Tuesday, everyone from Canada. Smash that like button. Definitely appreciate it. Darth, what is going on, homie? He's going Thursday. Nice. That explains why YouTube is screwy for me lately. No, it has nothing to do with YouTube. It's just the StreamYard and it's just live streaming. And I even noticed because I record, like the videos I record and upload, like the one that went up yesterday, I record those on StreamYard. Then they go from StreamYard, I download them, then upload them to YouTube. So even recording on StreamYard, because it's technically on the internet, I've seen where they're lagging a little bit. So if you're watching my videos on YouTube, it's still the StreamYard, and your YouTube should be safe. It's on this end, man. What is going on, Matt? Heroes for Hires in the building. Good afternoon. What is up, Collector P? Hello. There's those custom emojis. You get access to those from joining the channel membership. So be sure to check it out. Got to get back to work. Do it, my man. Do it. The day I'm seeing Superman is the day it comes out on VHS. That's wild. I'm going Thursday at 2 p.m. for the matinee. There you go. What is going on, Ronnie Johnson? Hey, Mark and all. Think I'm going Friday morning. Nice. We can't air condition the whole neighborhood. Yeah, how many times did we hear that growing up? My goodness. I don't think I've hit him with that one yet. I got to do it. I'm hoping to see Superman this weekend, but we'll see if life gets in the way. Well, I'll be pulling for you, Lisa. I hope you can pull it off, because I don't know how much there's actually going to be to spoil with the movie. I've seen the no spoiler things go out. They're out there, the little picture of Superman. I shared one of them. You know, the true identity of Ultraman in this movie is a spoiler. Beyond that, like, how much is there really to spoil? You know, Superman fights bad guy, saves the day. It's just the little details, you know, like with they are building out this brand new connected universe. So how much it can influence the future, the stuff that comes after this, I guess, would be a spoiler. There's certain characters that we expect to see, at least in the post-credit. You know, we know the next movie is Supergirl. We know that Lanterns is coming. So I would expect, I would not necessarily expect, I wouldn't be surprised to get a Supergirl in the post-credit at some point, get Kara in there, or to get something with Nathan Fillion addressing needing to go somewhere to deal with some Green Lantern business or something. I'm going Thursday or Friday. Do both. I say do both. I'll be on the island, not the bad one, come Friday. So I'm looking. We typically go see a movie every year while we're on the island at their little island cinema. It's really fun. We've already seen Jurassic Park, and then Superman comes out. Then there'll be nothing new next week. I mean, I'm sure new movies come out, but we got Jurassic Park, Superman, and Fantastic Turtlenecks are the big ones this year. The Fantastic Turtlenecks will come out after we get back in town. I'm still excited to see it. Nothing like the hype around Superman and Jurassic Park, but so we'll probably end up just watching Superman again if it's good. The whole team's going tonight. Me, the wife, all three kids. My oldest is going even. That's going to be awesome. She was there for the premiere of Man of Steel back in the day when you actually had to go at midnight and they couldn't show it till 12:01. She was there, and she was so young that she literally just sat in my lap for the movie. I think she was like, I don't know, what was she like? I mean, she wasn't an infant, but she was little. She's like Monkey's age or something like that. But yeah, so she'll be there again for this one, which is awesome. Yep, I'm excited. I'm super excited. Everyone loves them dinosaurs, sure do. Yeah, two things. When it comes to cinema, there's two things you never bet against. One is dinosaurs, two is James Cameron. Especially when James Cameron has like dinosaurs in his movies, like the Avatar stuff, like obvious. Home run. But yeah. Hashtag lookup, hashtag crypto, and then up and away. We got our first super chat. Got $1.99. Got the $2 super chat from Cliff on Comic Super Tuesday. Happy new DC Day. Happy new DC Day to you as well, homie. I hope you're excited about the movie. Today's the day for a lot of us. Seeing it again on Friday with my dad and older brother, having dinner first at Applebee's, then Superman double feature. There you go. Enjoy them riblets. I like riblets. Riblets are good. It will probably be Saturday or Sunday. I will try to go earlier. Yeah, and keep in mind, even though I'll be on the island, not the bad one, I still run my streams for the week. You know, part of vacation is getting to do what you want to do, what you enjoy doing. And I enjoy hanging out and fanning out and geeking out about this stuff. It's good for my mental health. And that's, I'm told, is important. So I'll still be doing At Weeks End Sundays at 8:30 with Sector 2815, my good buddy Paul. Part of this trip that I do every year, I actually get to go hang out with Paul. We spend a day together. He drives up to Jackson. I drive down to Jacksonville, and we go hit the comic shops. We get at the stores, hang out with the fam and everything. It's a good time. But we'll be live Sunday night per usual. The time is a little subjective when I'm on vacation, but we'll be talking Superman, full spoilers, discussing it. So if you get an opportunity to see it between now and Sunday night, come by the channel right here, hang out, and we'll be talking spoilers and just full fandom. And as always, with any new movie, I will be critiquing it. That's what I love to do. Enjoy the good, point out the bad, break it down, dissect it. It's fun for me. I know you hear that phrase, just turn your brain off and have fun. I'm incapable of doing that. I'm not brain dead. I'm not a vegetable. I'm highly critical. I've got a crazy analytical mind that I wish I could slow down sometimes, but I'm going to be dissecting all of it. It's going to be enjoyable. Oh, because lately YouTube doesn't even register that I've watched a video after I've watched it. It doesn't have that red line at the bottom. And it is, yeah, that's just, there's a poor update that happened on YouTube. I don't know how many of y'all have YouTube Premium, but I have the ability with my phone, if I'm watching YouTube, I can just turn my screen off and it's still playing. It still plays in the background, which is great because with work, I can throw an earbud in, throw my phone in my pocket and walk around and do work that I have to do outside. But with that last update, now YouTube, that background play just shuts off after about like a minute or two. It's weird. And I get the same thing. So there's been some crappy updates across the board. It sounds like YouTube's crappy one. The Chrome one is messed up. StreamYard, I guess they just got to keep up on their end, but I've been waiting. Even I've had an update since then with YouTube and it still didn't correct it, but we'll see. I read that ScarJo is now the highest paid actor of all time thanks to the new Jurassic Park movie. That's absolutely true. And Sunday night during this past episode of At Weeks In, when we did the Epic Summer giveaway and we did all the Jurassic Park spoiler talk and all that stuff, we covered that, talked about it. Yeah, which is surprising because Zoe Saldana was before then, and I'm surprised she surpassed Zoe Saldana, to be honest with you, because Zoe has 2 Avatar films and the Avenger films in her resume, where ScarJo doesn't have Avatar. So I'd be curious to actually go in and nitpick how they came up with that for Scarlett Johansson. But she's been a part of the MCU. She's got a lot of films under her belt with that. But I don't know what else massive like that she's had. You know, I don't know. I have to wait till next week. Have a mandatory overtime at Amazon all week. Oh, well, make that money. Make that money. Hey, and you get it back at tax time too. Yeah, there you go. I have my Neil Adams Superman t-shirt for tonight's movie. Super excited. I have that Neil Adams comic right there. Very cool. Yeah, the whole team is rocking Superman shirts for it. It's going to be fun. I sadly had to put my dog down this week, and so I'll probably wait till the following week because I'll probably be crying every time. That's awful. I'm sorry to hear that, man. You know, I work with animals professionally, and even the pets that aren't mine, like when I've been there so long, you know, you just get attached to them, these animals. And when they age out, when they get old and something happens and you find out about it, it's upsetting even when it's not your own dog. When it is your dog, I mean, it's rough. I hate that for you, bro. I'm going to try to get a popcorn bucket if I can. Yeah, I want to get the 10. Like, they got all the fancy ones. They got all the wild stuff going on. Regal alone, not even counting the other ones, but Regal alone, just the Regal Cinemas options. You know, you got a couple. You got the 10 popcorn bucket on the far end. You got the crypto popcorn bucket. You have the actual popcorn machine where an action figure Superman attaches to the side, shooting his heat vision in it. Makes it look like he's popping the popcorn. You have a Superman S-Shield blanket, a crypto plushie, actual Funko Pops, a Superman cup without a topper, and a Superman cup with a Superman or Lex Luthor topper. And that's just the ones at the Regal. That's just the ones at the Regal. So I'm hoping they had them when we went to go see Jurassic Park. They already had them there. And I was slick thinking about going ahead and picking them up and just bringing them back with us to get popcorn in them. But I'm like, no, we're going to get our Jurassic Park stuff. We got our cup with our Titanosaurus topper. We got our cool bucket. It was a cool bucket, too. It was a good one. It wasn't tin, but it can be used as a trash can. I measure the quality of a popcorn bucket by its usefulness as a trash can. And if you can't trash can it, I don't want it. I like the cool stuff they do. I like the fancy, flashy stuff. But if you can't popcorn bucket, to a trash can, it's not really that good. Not the same. What is going on, Pop Pop? I know what day he's going. Then James Cameron should put dinosaurs in the next Avatar. That would make it unstoppable. They're already there. They're already there. I mean, you got the Ekrans, which are the dragon-esque things. You know, you got all the creatures that fill the void of kaijus, dinosaurs, like all that stuff. All those versions of animals are there. They're there. What is going on in House of L Comics? I know he's excited. I know you're looking forward to the next few days. Donovan, what day are you seeing Superman? What day is it happening for you? According to the DOJ, the Bad Island doesn't exist. Yeah, dude, it's magically. It exists. The guy who owns it was arrested and taken to jail. The woman who shuttled people is in jail, but the people that she shuttled, they don't exist. They don't exist. Second biggest cover up in American history in our lifetime, happening in real time right in front of us. Crazy. Spoiler, the butler did it. Yeah. That pesky butler. This one's for all the dog lovers. $2 super chat from Marty. Appreciate you, homie. And yeah, we'll throw some extra books in there today, as always, with the if we hit that super chat goal. Jay, what is going on? Happy Superman Day to you. Good to see you in here. Going Thursday at 3 p.m. There you go. Man, I know it's about to be a painful Wednesday for so many people. And Thursday, oh, man, that's going to be the longest day of work for a lot of folks. Just because the sheer number of people that are seeing this movie today. They broke the Fandango record for 2025 in ticket pre-sales for today's screening alone. It's just one screening and was able to break the one-day sales for Fandango. That's wild. I know that Disney has been very reactionary trying to get stuff out for Fantastic Four to get some kind of hype for it. It just doesn't have the traction that Superman does. It's nothing against Disney. It's just there's a lot more to be excited about with Superman, starting with it's not Disney, obviously, but the fact that it's a new Superman, it's a new universe, all that stuff. But they put out the ticket sales, the pre-sales for Fantastic Turtlenecks before Superman, just out of left field. And like, oh, it broke our website. There's so many people buying tickets. It didn't set any records. It didn't do anything like that. But then the Superman one for this Amazon screening went out, and just for one screening, set records for the year. Wow. What is going on, Brother John's Comics? What is up? I'm having a problem with Messenger now because of that. Yeah, dude. They've been crazy across the board. Skojo is overrated. Oh my gosh. Depends. What scale are you using to rate her? I've waited so long for President Lex, bro. Yeah, let's see if we get him. Let's see if we get him in this new James Gunn universe. Freaky Louie cosplays a good Lex Luthor. Brian LCS, what is going on? Homie Phil Alien, good to see you in here. Three Good Nerds, what's up, what's up? I dig the super swag. Absolutely. Freaky for president, yeah. If crypto dies, we riot. My wife hates to watch movies if No's dog passes away. He definitely seems like the merch movie. So he won't die. Guaranteed. Haven't seen the movie. Have no reason. I have no evidence to base this on, but I tell you right now, he doesn't die. If they have any common sense whatsoever with this new DCU, we know what's coming after this, right? We know we're getting the Lantern show. We know that we're getting the Supergirl movie. Now, that's where our focus should be. The Supergirl movie, we know, is an adaptation of Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. That's been confirmed. It's been talked about ad nauseum. That's why I expect to see Kara in this movie, in the Superman, at least in a post-credit scene. She needs to come get Crypto. Crypto is needed for the Supergirl movie. If you've read Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, you know. If you don't know, I'll be happy to tell you. A huge motivation factor of Supergirl going after Krim in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, the primary reason she joins the story arc in the beginning, this little girl is on a revenge mission. This group of space bandits basically decimate her home, kill her family, and move on to the next place. She's left alive. She wants revenge. It's True Grit. It's John Wayne's True Grit. Jeff Bridges, the remake, is even phenomenal. It's literally True Grit. So little Ellie wants revenge, and Supergirl is her rooster. She is the John Wayne character who comes along and keeps this girl alive and steers her and kind of molds her on the way, ultimately having like this better ending than just a sheer just get revenge and move on. But Supergirl wasn't necessarily going to join until crypto takes a massive L, takes an arrow straight to the chest. And like crypto's on death's door through the whole book, and we just revisit crypto at the end to find out crypto survives. But crypto's needed for that. So crypto needs to survive this, and they need to commit to that in the Supergirl movie, because there's nothing that fires up people more than harming a dog. If you want a villain, have someone harm a dog in a movie. You don't come back from that. Look at John Wick. That entire franchise is based off a dog dying. I mean, it's just something you don't come back from. Look at how we all reacted in I Am Legend when Sam gets, what happened to Sam, Will Smith's dog in that. Crypto is a Regal Beagle. I think AMC is doing the newspaper stand. Yeah, I think you're right. I still think they could have done more with the D-Rex. I felt so disappointed by them not utilizing him more in the movie. Yeah, it felt more like I think, and I've talked about this, because we had dinos fighting in the Jurassic World trilogy, like big dino fights, huge dino fights. We took a step back from that, and it was just people and dinos in this one. I've been using a popcorn bucket for a trash can for the last 15 years, right? Right? That's what they're for. That's why they make them. No way they're killing crypto. That's not happening. Not in the Feel Good Movie of the Year. They wouldn't do it, period. You don't come back from that. You do not. What is going on, George? The 757 Hustle Show's in the building. What is up, homie? I'm with you. Crypto dies, we riot. Yeah, Thursday, IMAX. Can't wait. Yeah, it's going to be good. No, he did not. The government. He didn't kill himself. Here's the video footage, but ignore the fact there's a minute missing out of it, and ignore the fact it's different footage than what we showed you before. Like, it's crazy. Austin LeMay, the man, the myth, the legend. What is going on, homie? Good to see you in here. Artist extraordinaire. Exactly. I'm seeing so many good reviews for Superman. Yeah, they're amazing. I'm overrated on my scale. Wait, not overweighted. It broke our website. Funny way to admit you have a weak ass website. Exactly, right? Exactly. What does that say? Like, it broke your website, but the sales numbers don't, it doesn't line up. That's a website thing. We are less than an hour away from Rotten Tomatoes score being revealed, and I couldn't care less. Let's see. The Rotten Tomatoes score that'll be revealed is shills. We're going to put that out there right now. Like, even if it's a high score, these are shills. Even if it's a low score, these are shills. The first people to get to see this don't mean they're Superman shills. It doesn't mean they're DC shills. They're movie shills. These are the people that have a financial vested interest in cinema in different degrees, different shades. Historically, and this was a thing for a long time, and less so in recent years, is like the Disney slant with Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes is easily manipulated for the good and the bad. And there's almost like there's like a battle of apathy happening with stuff. Like, if people don't care about it, it doesn't really affect it. And then how much people care about it can affect it a lot. How many people will go in and put fake positive reviews on something just to boost it up because they know what, like, the window dressing of a good Rotten Tomatoes score looks like? And how many people will do the opposite and put it on there just to try to downplay it to justify their preconceived notions of a project? So I won't really care about the Rotten Tomatoes score until we can see how the audience score can compare to the critic score. That's really like the only thing. Like, if they can seem to be close, if those numbers seem to line up, I don't mean perfectly, then I feel like it's a decent score. There's a lot of times when the critics are just super massively off. Like, look at Mario, stuff like that. And there's sometimes when it's just, you can just tell, like, people are just going in and just spamming. Like, it's an open source review site, so that's kind of rough. You can also take like the Rotten Tomatoes score along with like the Metacritic score, along with the IGN score, along with the IMDb score, along with the Google rating, just for the plain Google rating. You take countless sites and then just put them next to each other, and you can tell when something is manipulated and off. The clear example of this, let me see if I still have this. This will be, because I do this for fun, for myself. I wanted to get a good score just because, despite what anyone says, reviews matter. Reviews matter for people all the time. If someone tells you reviews don't matter, just ask them if they saw Madam Web in theaters. That's all you have to do. And then the truth will come out. All right, let me check on Instagram. I know I sent this to some people. This is a great example, if I can find this. But yeah, reviews impact and influence stuff a lot. Everyone's favorite thing in the world to say is, I see it for myself. I don't care what no one says. I see it for myself. You know, even if you're not reading Rotten Tomatoes, even if you're just listening to your friends talk about it, they're reviewing it. They're telling you their opinion on it. That's their review on it, whether they post it or not. That's their take. That's a review that influences how you feel about the movie and potentially can save image. Here we go. And potentially can have an effect on how you try to invest your time, effort, energy, and money into going to see something. Let's see. Then go get it out of the fridge.
Can you get it?
Nope.
Are you almost done with it?
Nope. Go get it out of the fridge.
Are you almost done with it?
I just said nope. I believe in you. Here we go. Look at this most recent thing, Ironheart. They had stuff go out ahead of time that said like people were, what is it called? Review bombing Ironheart, which they had to have been. Undeniable. Rotten Tomatoes had the access to review it open and people went and slammed it. It was sitting at a 32%. 32%. Now that goes back to the point that I made. If it was only review bombers going in and review bombing it, it would have been at a 0%. The way that Rotten Tomatoes works is it's measuring 32% people rated it positively, 78% rated it negatively, giving it the 32%. That means that there are people in there review bombing it ahead of time to give it a good score as well, but just so many more people giving it a bad score. They had to rip all those down and shut it off until after the show aired. But look across the board. After it came out, it's sitting at Rotten Tomatoes with an audience score of 56%, which I think is gracious, but a critic score of 87%. Critics that were handed this early, they get early access to Disney events, like they get to go to shows, they get to do things. Same thing with other companies, but Roger Ebert gave it 1.5 stars. Google, with thousands of reviews just on Google, is at a 2.8. Metacritic gave it a 2.3. You know what I mean? And then what's the other one? IMDb has it at a 3.6. Across the board, it's consistent. Across numerous sites where everyone shares their reviews, it's pretty consistent, except that one Rotten Tomato critic score has it at a whopping 87% positive. So out of all of that, out of every bit of it, the audience score, Metacritic, IMDb, Google, Roger, which one's not honest? That's how you actually see and get a good idea of something. So that one Rotten Tomato score is clearly the biased, inaccurate score. That's the wild one. That's the outlier. That's how you kind of, I mean, it's kind of obvious when you actually compare them together, but that's exactly what I do. I'll go through and I'll just like cross-check it off all the other ones and we'll see where it goes from there. Yeah, the reviews have been mostly glowing. Yeah, so all the reviews that are coming out so far are just the people that get to go see it. So yesterday, the like your permitted social media non-spoiler talk about it. It's called like a social media embargo. The review embargo lifts today where like actual reviews will come out of it. And there'll be spoilers included in reviews, so you need to be careful. That's up to people's discretion. But as of right now, you're really just able to say if you give it a positive slant or a negative slant. But across the board, I'd say 90% of what I've seen has all been pretty positive. But again, these are going to be shill people. Like, can you imagine how you would feel if you went to go see this movie at a premiere event surrounded by potential industry folks? The hype is alive. There's literal red carpets or microphones. There's flashing lights. Like it's a movie at that point. It's a vibe. Like the experience of seeing something changes how we look at it. So these are all the most glowing reviews possible that will come out of Superman. Everything else after tonight, it'll start getting less and less biased. It's still going to be really biased tonight. This is the early access screening. We get to feel special. We get to see it before so many other people. Diehards are the ones that put forth the effort and energy to go to these kind of screenings. They're going to be seeing it in a room full of like-minded individuals. Most likely they'll be cheering, applauding, clapping. Everyone's experience watching this movie will not get better than it will tonight. If you go back and watch it 2 weeks from now in a room with just casual general audience people, you won't have the same feel. So again, it'll still be the most glowing of reviews tonight, but some bias will be removed. Come the end of the weekend, you'll really know. That's when all the people that are watching it bootleg, that are just watching it to watch it, when they don't really care much kind of thing, you'll start getting out there at that point. Only negative I've seen are from Snyder Bros. I've seen a ton, but I've seen a good handful of people that are like, just some person's whole review was, just because I don't want to yuck anyone's yum, I will simply say this movie wasn't for me. That was their whole review. That was the whole review. Just not critiquing it, not crapping on it, just saying it wasn't for them. The Daily Beast guy that put out that early full review, it was definitely a very, I don't even want to call them Snyder bros. It's unfair to Snyder, who supports this film, who likes James Gunn, who's excited for it and like encouraging people to go see it. But yeah, there's just some psychopaths out there. It released today, Bert? Question mark. Doesn't Crypto have a spinoff show coming? I don't know. I'll check it out. Wait, so Supergirl ain't going to have Streaky? No, yeah, no. Well, Comet should be in there. Comet definitely should be there. We demanded Crypto. No, I do not. Like, you can lead that charge on your own. I'll be adamantly against that. I don't know. Everyone's Crypto is the new baby Yoda. Like, it's this is wild. Like, being a DC fan, it's very obvious when you see like new fans come in and stuff. But one of the wildest things I've seen happen, and this happens, that's hilarious. She's got little doctor gloves on her feet. That looks cool.
It's funny.
It is funny. Poke your foot. That's cool. Go. But it happens with any MCU movie that would come out. Whoever the villain of the MCU movie was, you have this like large group of fans that'll just be present, popping up everywhere, that all of a sudden, oh my God, the High Evolutionary is my favorite villain ever. I've loved him my whole entire life. Didn't you know? The same thing is happening with Crypto. As soon as we got this same trailer with Crypto, all of a sudden, Crypto has this massive army of fans that has never existed in the history of the earth. I'm glad that he's got these new fans, but my God, I hope we're not wasting resources and energy of potential stuff to dedicate to this dog. I enjoy Crypto as much as the average person. I'm a dog person myself, but I would hate to think that we don't get, I don't know, hypothetically here, we could have gotten a Justice League Dark, but we blew a lot of money on a Crypto project that didn't make us a lot of money, so we had to shave that project off and focus more on the Trinity again. If we focus on a flipping dog and waste funds that cost us projects later, oh, we're going to do a New Gods, but you know, we blew a lot of money on this Crypto. We thought everyone liked Crypto, but they didn't show up to watch this cartoon project or the spinoff movie. Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine? What is going on, Wayne Deacon? The Christmas popcorn tin here is used as an umbrella stand. That's another good one. Umbrella stand. You can't come back from that Crypto forever. No, you can't. I like Mario. It's a good movie. Everyone liked Mario except the critics. Open to review site. Snyder Bros be broing. Yeah, they do. They do. Rotten Tomato score will be credits 25 and audience will be 99. I'm going to, no, all right. So first off, the audience, like all of y'all that plan on seeing this, wait till you see it, but you need to go to Rotten Tomatoes and score the movie yourself. Because if history holds true, the Snyder Cut bros, the Restore the Snyderverse bros, they are very proactive internet troll community. You've seen the post that they put out. I covered it here about not seeing the movie, reserving seats ahead of time on an app, on a movie app but not completing it, to take up things, put out as much spoilers. They're actively trying to ruin it. So it's almost a given. They're going to go in and put bad reviews on it. All the reviews will say the exact same things, just in slightly different wording. But to counteract that, you need to go put in honest reviews. Like even if the movie is so-so, like put in your honest review. Just go give honest takes, because they're active. Who knows how many people there really are? You'll find out. Like they have the whole hashtag wallets closed thing happening right now, where they're not going to go see it. We're boycotting it. Everyone knows you are going to watch this movie. You were never going to go pay to see it to begin with. You're going to sit at home on your computer and just watch it, pirate it like you normally would, and probably sit there and tell each other that I was right, this sucks all along, just to make yourself feel right. You're never going to see it to begin with, but they're active online, and online, most reasonable people don't act like that online. So reasonable voices get drowned out by these loud, unreasonable individuals. Garfong, what is going on? Happy DC Day, everyone. Happy DC Day to you. Like how I did that, Perry? Right into it. Did Disney pay to have negative reviews removed from Rotten Tomatoes? They did. They did. And for those that don't know, this is actually somebody who is associated, adjacent with the film industry. So these things that I talk about, I don't make up. Well, Eber's dead, so I don't think he enjoys anything, not as much as he used to, or he enjoys a lot more things, a lot more than he used to. We just don't get to hear about it. Depends on how you want to look at it. He enjoys peace and quiet, right? Right? The reviews I have looked at, and it's also it's a website under his name, whether it's actually him or not. The reviews I have looked at all say it's fun movie, but has flaws. I'm not excited to see another 4 to 6 out of 10 movie. I've seen a couple of those. It's fun, but dude, the overwhelming majority of reviews out there, and you don't have to try to find them, are just overwhelmingly happy people. But again, I think that a lot of it has to do with the atmosphere where they watched it. I was able to order 6 of the new Fantastic Turtleneck comic packs from Whatnot last night. They go up for sale July 24th. Cool. Billy Power Max, what is going on, homie? Hail Snyderverse. I'm going to go get some flowers and put it on the Snyderverse's tombstone. Michael Rushbrook, my man, what is going on? Some reviews are comparing it to Saturday morning cartoon. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing until I see it. Yeah, it's also a lot of the people saying it's the most comic booky movie I've ever seen. I contemplated doing a whole video on it because there's so many times we've heard through this whole marketing campaign that's so comic accurate. Look, it's from the Silver Age. None of those things equal good. Most of the comparisons to the comic accuracy were all from comic eras long gone and are not done in comics today because they would never fly today in comics. Just because something was done in comic books doesn't mean it works in movies. And if it's not done in comics still, there's a good reason for it. Because if it was going over well with the fans, if it was making money, if it was selling books, it would still be doing it. So there's going to be a fine line balance. We're going to see. Me personally, I've talked about it even in the video I did yesterday. I don't want the cartoonish, Silver Agey, slapsticky Superman. You don't have to do that to equal inspirational and hopeful and all that. I don't like the 2-hour and 9-minute runtime. There's too many characters to flush out a meaningful story and build character depth and any of that. I know we're not getting character depth with this. I know we're not going in that. You'll have these emotional beat moments. Like James Gunn is good about making these movies that you can almost just cut it into little Instagram reels or YouTube shorts and highlight those moments and then have just as much weight as they do when you watch the full-length movie. But he makes good movies. But I personally, I'm not saying that if this James Gunn movie isn't this, it's not good. I know it's not going to be this. I'm separating my want for a Superman movie from what we're getting and hoping to enjoy what we get. I like what Christopher Nolan did with The Dark Knight, that realism tone, that taking these comics and putting them into a real world, but still having this sense of fantastic to it. And that definitely wouldn't necessarily happen in the real world kind of thing. I like that grounded approach because the way I've always viewed these comics are comic booky, but when you bring it to a movie, you're upgrading it to a more realistic platform, a more grounded platform. There's less of a suspension of disbelief when you're visually looking at something like that versus just reading it on cartoon pages. I like that more. I greatly prefer that more. And I think that's why I like the Snyderverse stuff so much, because it kept that while increasing the level of fantasy. You have to suspend disbelief a good bit more than you do with Christopher Nolan stuff, but not nearly as much as you do with MCU stuff or what we're about to see with this Superman thing. So I like that pocket right there. That's where I like to exist with the movie universe stuff. Comet the Horse is cool. Streaky rules. Comet over Streaky any day. Any day. Dude, read Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Comet's that dude. Sorry, Legion, but if a critic who is owned by the competing parent companies or its own company for future tax fraud reasons says this is bad, I will have no choice but to agree. That's how most people are, man. As wild as it is when you say it out loud, that's how they are. I've read several reviews who say it's like a comic book come to life. That has me kind of excited. Yeah, we'll see. It's the Silver Age come to life, where we're fighting space dragons with rainbow hula hoops. Literally a thing in Silver Age Superman comics. I watched Thunderbolt yesterday. Freaking loved it. Nice. Yeah, so Thunderbolts was a solid 6.57 out of me. I enjoyed it. It was really solid. Really solid. And again, I only compare MCU movies to other MCU movies. That's the only fair way to do it. If the Thunderbolts is a 6.5 out of 7, I think it fits properly in the hierarchy of the MCU movies for me. Not really. Crypto had his own animated series a long time ago. It was called Crypto Superdog. It aired on Cartoon Network for a good while. Wasn't there some crypto cartoon a few years ago? Yep. Sorry about the Snyder Cut thing. It was just a stupid joke. I told too many times, and now the world is ruined. James Gunn is a Disney plant sent to ruin DC. Okay. Okay. If you think so. Jeffrey Castro, what is going on? Crypto will be in the new Benji franchise. Oh, man, I remember Benji. For what end? Like, Billy, I don't know if you're being serious or not. Anyone that still seriously puts this hashtag out there with any thought thinking that there's actually a Snyderverse to restore, I don't even know where to start to tell you. I guess just look up. Good day. Watching from the Philippines. Spoiler free. Have you watched the movie? Rate from 1 to 10. Have not watched yet. Going tonight. I'll be there in about 4 hours from now. And and then I'll put out a review tonight for channel members in the Legion tier, and it'll pop up tomorrow for everyone else. Spoiler free review. And then Sunday night will be spoiler talk. I scored the movie on IMDb. I don't even mess with Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, it's nowhere near accurate. I'm pissed about the CGC crypto thing, not because I don't like it, because I am broke, trying to buy everything I can get to San Diego. I use IMDb way more than RT. I don't care how many devils and how many hells James Gunn deals with. He's never fought the Snyder Bros. Not as United. This movie, dude, I don't even know what battle Restore the Snyderverse people are even trying to fight anymore. It's just crazy. It doesn't even make sense. Great job. Great. Weren't making valid points. The only kind of points I have. Seeing as how I seen it last Wednesday and loved it, gave it an automatic 10 out of 10. Look up. No, dude, I'm a diehard Zack Snyder fan. Dude, I'm one of the few people that you can even find that has watched Rebel Moon Parts 1 and 2 Director's Cut more than once. I love his style. I love his cinematic visions for things. I love the slow-mo. I love his take on the DCU. And I love the Snyder Cut. It's in my top 3 favorite superhero movies of all time. I have no expectation of this movie dethroning the Snyder Cut, Man of Steel, or Batman v Superman for my personal opinion. I hope it does. I hope every movie is the best movie I've ever seen. But I'm not even expecting it to go above those in my personal rankings. But I'm still excited for this movie. And Zack Snyder's not coming back. This is wild. Get a Ouija board if you want to talk to ghosts. Looking forward to watching Superman this weekend. Disney has actively tried to ruin DCU films since its creation 1,000%. I can point out numerous things they tried to do, force out the Spider-Man, the 3 Spider-Man movie ones that they did. They put that movie together and tried to get it out before The Flash, which they successfully did, before the Multiverse Flash movie. They also dropped the phrase and made sure to make a joke of Flashpoint inside that Spider-Man movie. Them using the name Doomsday for an Avengers movie. They actively fought. And there's nothing new about this Marvel DC competition amongst the creative side of it. It's happened in comics. Man-Thing only exists because Swamp Thing was being actively worked on, and they rushed to get Man-Thing out 1 month before Swamp Thing to try to do it first. It's a thing that the companies do. Max will give a negative review just to piss me off. That would be hilarious. I'm a Snyder bro, but I'm still going to watch and want to like it. Yeah, then I would take the bro off that, because at this point, like I said, I'm a huge Snyder fan, and the Snyder bros, the whatever they want to call it, have given Snyder fans a bad name when Zack Snyder himself doesn't even support the crazy shit the Snyder bros do. It's wild. But I'm a huge Snyder fan. I make sure, in a lot of the videos I do talking about the Superman movie, I'm wearing Henry Cavill Superman shirts on purpose, because just like you can like Marvel and DC stuff both, as you should, you can like more than one Superman. People, we haven't had a bad Superman yet. I refuse to believe the director and writer of Scooby-Doo 2 and movie 43 could mess this up, right? Don't forget Super with Rainn Wilson. Disney has actively tried to steal Superman's hype and so far has failed massively. Bro, think of how, like, it's kept a good hype, right? But think of where it would be otherwise. Uninterrupted. Just think of what uninterrupted Steam would look like for this. I didn't realize it's National Video Game Day. Do you game? If so, what are your favorite games? I do game. I own a Nintendo 64. I've owned it since 1999. I still rock the same system I've had since 1999. I've actively bought up Nintendo 64's games, controllers, and collections from my friends over the decades as I was at their house and noticed they had old systems laying around. I'm up to 6 Nintendo 64s because I always bought them thinking, what if mine dies? Got 79 different games, 11 controllers, all original, 3 of which don't have stiff joysticks anymore. Pause. Rumble packs, trimmer packs, memory cards, multiple little cords and stuff for it, all original. My favorite game and the greatest game ever made for any game system to this day is WCW NWO Revenge, or Revanche as it's properly called. Close second would be GoldenEye, and then the original Turok would be my top 5 probably. But there's a lot of good racing games and stuff for N64. That system is undefeated. It's a legend, and it's the basis for all games that came after it, in my humble opinion. But yeah, that's what I play. Not true. The entire MCU is based mostly on 90s comics. No, it's not. I would say it's not. Not at all. The entire MCU based mostly on 90s comics. I would say they skipped over the 90s, man. They greatly skipped over the 90s. They jumped the gun and jumped straight to like the 2000s. You kind of start with heavy influence from the OG stuff with the heavy dash of the original Ultimate Universe to modernize the original stuff a little bit. But I feel like we skipped over so much of the good stuff, right? Like, what was 90s for Marvel? Think about it. You had Heroes Reborn in there, which nothing about Heroes Reborn is anywhere in anything, even in comics anymore. You know, you had the Clone Saga was a heavy thing for Spider-Man that drug on forever. You know, you had the X titles dominated the 90s, and they're not even present anywhere in the MCU. X Factor, X Force, X-Men, like Uncanny X-Men, all the solo. I don't see any 90s inspiration, and I think they would have done good if they would have. What you need? What is it?
It's my Bobby elbow pad.
Elbow pad? Well, don't do that.
No, I didn't.
I know. Tell them not to do that. Don't put toys in your mouth. Yucky. I think Zack Snyder's Justice League is one of the best DC films of all time. Having said that, the Snyderverse bros are insane and are actively trying to ruin Superman. Correct, on all accounts. I would just take that DC, just boop, take that out. And it'd be a flawless statement. I think Zack Snyder Justice League is one of the best films of all time. Dude, I love it. Absolutely love it. I don't expect everyone else to have the same feeling about that movie that I did. I was invested. I was one of the early release the Snyder Cut people, like, actively online. Steve, you remember we were there talking about it early on. I'm like, dude, that film exists. We need it. Like, having grown up in an era where we got the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2 decades after it came out, I'm like, dude, give us the Snyder Cut. This is crazy. Don't pretend like you don't have it. HBO Max was our saving grace. That's why we got it. And the fact they gave it to us, that was closure for me. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. That's what we asked for, and you gave it to us. And then at that point, internet children said, oh, thank you. Now give me the next thing. Give me more. Ungrateful, irrational, and delusional set of people online just from there. Like, just absolutely crazy. I hope we still get the Authority movie. Seems like DC has no care or plans about it. Yeah, it's on the back burner right now, right? We're about to get introduced to the Authority characters, though. This will be the movie. You know, we get the Engineer in here, and who knows what other secrets are hiding. What's behind that Mask of Ultron? I assume it's just a David Cornsweet clone. I think that white goopy looking alien thing that Lex has chained up in the trailer, I think that's Ultraman as he's growing. You know what I'm saying? But maybe we get some more Authority teases in here. We don't necessarily need it anytime soon, right? Rushing these things only make them worse. The MCU is not all based on that. Yeah, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. I'll see it when I get time this week. If I can honestly say it's a 7 or better, then that's a win in my book. My expectations aren't high, but my bar is. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Right there with you. there's no way I won't love the experience of going to see it tonight, though. I'm there with all my kids, my wife, my dad. No matter how good or bad the movie is, I'm going to love watching it tonight. Kind of like Captain Marvel 2, The Fury of the Gods, Shazam. I went with my oldest. It was just me, my oldest. The movie is god awful, but I loved it so much watching it with her laughing at all the teeny jokes and all this and that. My energy was solely based off what she was putting out. So I can rewatch that movie. Like, I don't go out of my way to rewatch it, but I can like turn it on to have playing in the background with the kids in the room, and I can just smile watching it because it ties me to that moment. Yeah, I like the Thunderbolts. A lot of people did. Most critics are owned by incentives and free screenings. Yep, 1,000%. That's what I was talking about earlier. What's up? Whoa, what's up? What?
Nothing.
Okay, we'll go. Go. Don't come in here telling on each other. I think the Batman, the one with Spark Boy Pattinson, was the most realistic in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was really good. I loved it. I want them to bring Robert Pattinson into the DCU. It only makes sense. Gotham and Metropolis should not look alike. Like, that's what I've been saying about the whole thing with how they need to do this DCU. If they cookie cutter this and it all looks the same and feels the same, you have failed, good sir, from the very beginning. Matt Reeves' Gotham is perfect for the DCU. Metropolis should be bright, city of tomorrow, hopeful feeling, clean streets, and Gotham should look like Matt Reeves made it look. Those two things fit perfectly together. That's how you make this work. A Batman movie has to feel definitively like a Batman movie, where it feels like it's its own franchise in its own pocket, but they are aware of what's going on in the big world around them. You're not writing your story. You don't care about what your story does to affect the next project. You just make sure you don't have continuity issues if your story kind of reaches beyond Gotham, kind of thing. Ton of pre-sales finally picked up because more screenings finally opened up. There you go. What is going on, Space Case? Dale Suspense. What's up? What's up? The Snyderverse will return for a lot of people. I like the Snyder DC movies, but it's past time to move on. I love the Snyder movies. I watched this, dude. I have literally watched the Snyder Cut more times than I think, and I'll be watching it this coming weekend. Despite this new Superman movie, I watch the Snyder Cut multiple times a year just because I love it. It's enjoyable. But the very first night of vacation, every single year, I sit there with Finn and I fire up the Snyder Cut and I watch it very first thing on vacation. Can't wait. Looking forward to it. I wish Zack Snyder would make Justice League 2 and 3 and graphic novel. No, you don't. I promise. No, you don't. Have you seen his story? Have you seen what he does with the finale to the Justice League thing? I love the Snyder Cut. I don't love what he was doing after that. Like, I would have even jumped the shark. The script is out there. Not only is the script out there, a motion comic has been made and fan funded where they adapted the motion comic, and it's on YouTube. It's like an hour and 30 minutes long because they kind of get through it. It's god awful. It's god awful. Batman and Lois have a kid together, all kinds of stuff. And by the end of it, like, the kids are like the next generation of it. It gets weird, dude. It gets so weird. Rebel Moon DC, huh? Doesn't that include the small part? I don't know.
I need to hide somewhere. In here.
No, this is a terrible place to hide. I love most Zack Snyder's casting. Gal Gadot and Momoa are amazing. Ezra Miller casting maybe doomed the DCU. Honestly, it was more than that. That was terrible casting. I agree. Where's the Snyderverse gone? Am I the only person who watched the ending of Peacemaker? Right. I agree. Ezra Miller was trash. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts on the movie. I'm excited to see Superman 2. I can honestly say I've never liked the Snyder movie. His over-the-top action style, super saturated colors, angsty slow motion nonsense aren't for me. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's a taste thing. Like, where it's a taste thing for me that I like those things. Like, did you like Dawn of the Dead? 300? Legends of the Guardians? Owls of Ga'Hoole? You got some wild stuff out there. All right, go. Here, take this. I could have poked you in the foot. You gotta be careful. We'll go hide somewhere safe. Oh, Pops is calling.
All that ends.
And I'm back. All right, let's get back to this. Dude, don't stab him with that. That can be sharp. You have to be. Here, let me see it. No. Give me that. 1, 2. That's not one we play. Mommy will get mad too because that's one that she really likes to use.
Nope.
All right, let's see. Super with Rainn Wilson is a GD masterpiece. It's good. All right, done. Go.
Oh,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
this doesn't fall.
Okay, that's fair. That's just a ribbon. I like Super a lot. It gets a little weird at times, but it's a really good movie. And there's also this movie that came out around the same time with Woody Harrelson called Defendor. It's kind of similar in indie super kind of stuff at the time. Not actual superpowers, but a lot of superheroes movies were just taking off, and all these companies are doing like stuff that wasn't licensed properties or anything. Kind of fell in that same pocket. You can like Marvel and DC, but you can't like Star Wars and Star Trek. That might be true. I don't own a Superman shirt. Oh, wow. Got to get you some. At the end of the day, it does not matter how many Supermans there are. There will only ever be one Superman. That's Christopher Reeve. Agreed. Yeah, it surprises some people when I tell them you can like both Man of Steel and James Gunn Superman. It seems like a lot of people don't understand that. I would argue Phase 4 is forcing people to learn about 80s Marvel storylines, and frankly, they don't seem to like it. Yeah, that dude, there's a huge part of a huge era of comics just don't age well, right? Just don't age well. When did Infinity War come out? The movie? Talk about the Infinity Gauntlet. The Infinity Gauntlet. That was the 80s, wasn't it? Jim Starlin's Infinity Gauntlet. Could be off, but I'm pretty sure that was 80s. Thor Dark World was based on Walt Simonson Thor run from the 80s. 1992, Billy. Marvel. Oh, God, now the wife is calling. Let's see if I can find a longer clip this time. Let's see. Let's go with... Here we go. Boom!
And you're welcome to come use one of the 8 easels we have set up for creating art here at the show for consideration for our art auctions on Saturday for our major auction at 8 p.m. at the Westin Ballroom. And the smaller auctions we'll have here on the convention floor on Sunday starting at noon.
That's a flash from the past.
So any artist that we have here, either as an exhibitor artist in Artist Alley,
KRJR, legend. I was from a few years ago at Heroes Con now. It's crazy hitting those clips because I don't realize how many years have gone by. But I know a lot of people were able to see him this year. But he's one of the best, man. Marvel bastardized the whole universe in the MCU, skipped or ruined really good storylines to promote their flavor of the month character and misses almost every time. I agree. I full-heartedly agree. Dude, I think when I think it gets like, I'm trying how to unpack this without going on a rant or just getting on a soapbox, but when they let go of their values, it showed in their characters. And values matter in the superhero genre. It's kind of, it's the classic good versus evil stuff. When you're in an era when you have a large group of people that don't believe that good and bad actually exists and that it's all morally gray, it's all a perspective. Not only are you in an era with a bunch of delusional people, you're in an era that no longer has heroes and villains. And in superhero genre, it's a necessity to have heroes and villains, to have good and evil, the yin and yang. That's literally how this stuff is built out. Like, it's just is what it is. And once we got to this era, Captain Marvel from the MCU was the first movie where you had a morally gray character like that has no built-in truths. You get introduced to her like stealing motorcycles and this and that, and being her whole driving motivation was her ego and stuff. And she didn't have this character arc like Thor did in the first one, where he had to find humility and find selflessness and all that stuff. Like, it's crazy how we went from Thor showing you how those traits and behaviors are anti-heroic. They're the opposite of it. And then we get just a few short years later to Captain Marvel, where that's just, you're telling us that that's cool. And then you get to most recently with Ironheart, where someone dies and she's literally trying to rationalize the event of that person dying. And she's being told by her closest friend that good and bad's not a real thing. And it just depends on their point of view. No, that's not true. That's that's absolutely crazy. If there's something is bad, and your point of view as you look at it and you don't think it's bad, you're bad too. Your morals are broken, and there's something wrong with you that you need to address as well. It's that simple. It's that simple. Morality isn't subjective. I understand the philosophical debate of if they are or not, but if you follow that philosophical debate down to its roots, subjective morality isn't a thing. Subjective reality does not exist. Morality does not exist. You can all pick and choose your morals, but at that point, that just makes you're just self-inserting yourself as like a higher standard than anyone else, and that's not how it works. Not how it works. I love both Shazam movies. I had fun with them. The first one was okay. Like, I don't rate those very high whatsoever. Like, I'm an old school Captain Marvel fan. I don't like the Shazam-ly era at all. I think it's terrible. But I think the movies were fun enough. The second one was god-awful, but it was fun. There's nothing like experiencing movies with superfans, 1,000%. Tonight is my first time ever watching a movie in IMAX. Oh, wow. That's awesome. You look forward to it. Pattinson should be the Batman. Yeah, 1,000%. Kevin, what's going on, homie? Domestic box office isn't going to be enough if international audience don't show up and support DC studios at the box office. Big facts. Big facts. No way that the domestic lifetime of this movie can hit that 800 threshold to be considered a success. Got to have the overseas supports. They've worked on Superman for the past few years, like outside of the movies, kind of making him more worldwide. You know, it's controversial for a lot of people, but they've played with his tagline, truth, justice, and the American way is absolutely Superman's motto and credo. It's his thing, but they've played with it where sometimes they'll say truth, justice, a better tomorrow. They'll do different taglines just to make him more feel accessible to people outside of the U.S. But we'll see how it works out. Jurassic Park Rebirth going to win the month of July. It very well might. Never bet against dinosaurs. Never bet against dinosaurs. Man of Steel, I had so many problems, but I still watch it 2 times every year, at least 2. I love the Snyder Cut. Going Thursday to watch Superman. I hope it's good. Boom. Over halfway there. $2 more from Steven with a C. Going live tonight around 10:15 p.m. Central Time to non-spoiler review. Thanks to Mark. You want to join? Absolutely not. I appreciate the invite, but I got to work early in the morning. And like I mentioned earlier, I'll be posting up mine to channel members, and then I'll go live in the morning. I'll be racing, getting that done, and race to bed. It's a crazy week for me. I do appreciate the invite, homie. I like DC, Marvel, Star Trek, and Star Wars. I do too. I'm not a big Star Trek fan. I have nothing against it. I like the J.J. Abrams Star Trek. 90s DC ages well. Just ask Snowflame. I think some of the 90s DC is aging better than it performed when it first came out. I think some of it is. Dude, y'all aren't playing in here under the desk. She's not under here. You know, the desk is not a playground. Promise she's not in here, buddy. Promise.
I'm still looking.
Okay. Look under the kitchen table. I don't like Man of Steel, but I love BBS and Jack Knight. What is going on, Chip Gettler? I'm excited to see some of those model videos. Happy late birthday. You got all kinds of cool models sent your way. All kind of good ones. What is going on, Herb? Hope everyone is having a good day. Shout out to Mark for keeping it real. Yeah, I appreciate it. Let's see. Scroll down some of these. Today, everyone thinks they're the moral authority. Delusion at its finest. 1,000%, dude. 1,000%. Superman is doing crazy numbers in Latin America. Never bet against dinos. 1,000%. 1,000%. Dude, did we make it? It took me forever to make it down to the bottom of the list. Well, I'm not going to stay here much longer, but we'll tell everybody there's some good books coming out this week. We're going to look at these before we do the giveaway for today. We're going to look at some of these before we do the giveaway. So Absolute Superman is out this week. Brand new issue. Giving one away today, but the standard A cover is out. You know, where we last left old Kal-El, he was rolling with the Omegas, the Omega Men. He had just got shot 3 times by Peacemaker with the kryptonite bullets, and he was knocking on death's door. So we're going to get to see what becomes of that. We'll get to watch him rock with the Omega Men a little bit and start getting deeper into the Lazarus Corporation. The Lazarus Corp is starting to pop up across the board in a lot of these Absolute titles. They've been mentioned in Absolute Green Lantern now. What's going on? I think in Batman too, right? Maybe both of them. No, sir. No, sir. So the Absolute titles are starting to loosely tie into each other at this point. I'm loving them. Absolute Superman is still the best book of the entire Absolute line. It's up there for me. It teeters with number one. At this point, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Green Lantern are alternating for me. That most recent issue of Green Lantern was peak. So much. So much. If we were talking about empathy with boundaries, that's unrealistic. Most people who claim to be a good person because of the way they feel about topics actually contribute nothing to anyone. I agree with that 1,000%. We got a $1.99 super chat from the homie JSS Brooklyn. Office, not a playground. Exactly. Well, there's just all these stuff up here. They know not to run around the desk. But hope everyone had a great 4th. I sure did. Appreciate the super chat. Got to head out early. Everyone have a great week and enjoy Superman. Hashtag we are Legion. Hashtag look up. I think that's going to be the one for today. That'll probably be the one for today. But yeah, highly suggest anybody jump on this Absolute line. Judging from the sales of these Absolute books, it feels like everyone already is reading them. But we also have the 2nd issue of Action Comics ever since Mark Waid has turned it into a Superboy title. The first issue was fantastic. I wasn't necessarily like hyped for it. I am glad with the formatting choices they made with Superman Unlimited being a new thing. So now we have Superman Proper, Superman Unlimited, but now we have Action Comics where it's just a straight up Superboy comic, which I thought was very smart. But the first issue had those beats, had the feel, had the tone, had what you kind of expect and look for in a Superboy book. Y'all don't waste your time dropping the hashtag too early. I might change it. We'll see. We shall see. But yeah, I'm excited for this. Excited to see where they go with it. We saw him reveal to the world that he was Superboy for the first time in that first issue of it. What was it? Action Comics 1087. So 1088 is out this week. Highly recommend checking it out, especially if you get excited with the Summer of Superman stuff. Next up, Batman and Robin number 23. I skipped that. Batman Dark Patterns. I skipped that. Supergirl 3 is out this week. I skipped that. Here we go. On the pool list, Aquaman number 7 from Jeremy Adams. Loving every single issue. They're doing big things in this, introducing new colors to the Parliament with the blue. This whole Dagon storyline has been awesome. Captain freaking Nemo. You know, Alan Moore's Captain freaking Nemo is in here. The Nautilus is in here. Just some really cool stuff. He's pulling a lot from Aquaman lore with Arion, with the Lady in the Water, Lillian. There's all kinds of cool stuff. We're still trying to catch up and find where Mira went. Is Mira gonna be okay? It was teased that she could be deformed or scarred. We won't know till we get there. But yes, Scotty, good catch. Aquaman is on the pool list. I hate to be a bummer, but can we Texas in our prayers? It's not a bummer, man. Throw them up, everybody. Yeah, definitely keep them in your prayers. Send out them good vibes, all that stuff. Hashtag say no to kryptonite. What's with you and Aquaman? Dude, Aquaman is one of my favorite DC characters, man. I absolutely love Aquaman. Absolutely love Aquaman. He's a super cool character. He's freaking king of Atlantis. There's so much cool story and lore with Atlantis. And Jeremy Adams isn't pulling any punches. He's doing a lot to service the overall continuity of DC, doing all kinds of stuff. And now that you mention it, we got a $1.99 super chat from Steve.
Warm blooded. Oh, shit.
Boom. Love that clip. That's another one. Dude, the first, do y'all think that the new Superman movie is going to outperform the first Aquaman movie? That's really like the high watermark for DC, right? Aquaman. Freaking Aquaman. Aquaman is the man. He's just awesome, man. I love Atlantis. A lot of my love for Aquaman goes back just to my general love for Atlantis. Atlantis has always been mysterious, interesting, intriguing. I love everything about Atlantis. The lost city, the sunken city. So Aquaman is just cool all around. I love the ocean. Underwater stuff is always cool to me. Might be why I'm such a cool big James Cameron fan. You know, he's dealt with Titanic, The Abyss. Like, there's just so much cool stuff about the ocean. So much cool lore. It's vast. It's huge. It's big. Jeff Johns' run on it was epic. The Peter David stuff was amazing. I don't know. I understand storytelling matters. MCU trying to embrace diversity, inclusion, and turning some fans off. Yeah, I just think that they missed the mark, right? Their ratio is off. I think you can do both. There's been plenty of times when we've seen both done well by Disney, by Warner Brothers. How many people complain when they race swapped Jim Gordon? None. Jeffrey Wright's a phenomenal actor. They didn't make it about that. He was just Jim Gordon. Like, it was still just a Batman movie. Okay, let's get a better example. How many people complain when they race swapped Hawkman? None. Aldous Hodge absolutely rocked that role, and Hawkman was probably one of, if not the best part of that movie. Like, Aldous Hodge for Hawkman forever. People don't truly care as much about actually casting a character outside of the parameters of the character if you got the ratio right. There's some characters that it wouldn't work for just because historically they're just too embedded in the social zeitgeist. And then there's sometimes when these companies are just soapboxing and preaching at the audience. And when that happens, whether it be in comic books, movies, TV shows, etc., the audience isn't stupid. They feel the dishonesty. They feel the dishonesty, especially from a dishonest company like Disney that does all these things. And then as soon as they send their movie overseas, they edit those characters out of the posters. They edit the movies to not include those scenes or those characters. They edited Eternals to not include that pioneering kiss scene. They edited Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness to not include the fact that American Chavez had two moms. So the company that is being so socially aware is really lying through their teeth and pandering to an audience, and they're full of crap. And then once you know these things, you can't unknow these things, and you just see how cheap and dishonest it is of the company. So when it's done right, it always works out well. It works out fine. That's just what it is, man. You really gotta find the balance. It's the difference between good writing and bad writing. Good storytelling and bad storytelling.
Daddy, have you seen Monkey?
She just ran that way. House of L, well said. I cried over the update about text. Like, yeah, it's getting worse every day, isn't it? High water mark, yeah. Love the water. I was on the swim team in high school. Nice. What is going on, Corban? Hope everyone's having a happy and healthy this week. Absolutely. So far, Arion was the sorcerer supreme of Atlantis. Yeah, and Steve, when you get your copy of the most important book of the year so far, the new history of the DC universe, they'll touch on Arion just a little bit in the pages as you're going through the timeline of DC. You'll see old Arion in there, and the battle that ultimately led to the first big catastrophe on Earth that sank Atlantis. That's such a good book. Everyone should pick it up and read it. I love the ocean. Just everyone does, right? You only notice diversity and inclusion if the story is bad. Exactly. Like, I'm all for it, dude. All for it. But you can't do it at the expense of the quality of your product, or you've done a bad job servicing whatever it is you're including or being diverse for. You've been a horrible steward of those things at that point. Good actors are good actors. Facts. I grew up loving stories of pirates, Atlantis, and Castle Knights. Yes, exactly. Hawkman was awesome, dude. Aldous Hodge crushed it. Carter Hall incarnate. I can't imagine anyone playing it better than he did. Like, he is like that performance in that, like, grew up knowing about Hawkman, being around these comics my whole life. And it's going to be different for different people, but he is my mind's eye of Hawkman now. I hear someone say Hawkman, I picture him. He did it. He ruled it. Sam Jackson was fantastic. It's Nick Fury. Yep, despite like them doing the Ultimate Universe and introducing that version of Nick Fury in the comics first, he was still wildly accepted. He is Nick Fury. 91% Rotten Tomato score. Let's go. There you go, Steve. 91% Rotten Tomato score reveal. There you have it. Let's go through these last couple books. I got a lot of stuff outside of the DC pools, but Green Lantern Corps Mongo Under Fire out this week. This has been a great series. We had a couple of kind of just layover issues the last couple, but this has also been doing some major things that are altering the course of the main DCU that we'll be able to come back to at a later date. So you might want to peek in on this book if you're somebody who's keeping up with the Green Lantern stuff. Some of it's mandatory reading, guys, and talking about Thanagar and the Hawk World. It was destroyed inside the page of the Green Lantern Corps. The entire planet gone. The entire core made of nth metal, a deity, a Horus deity, made of pure nth metal. You don't think that'll come back around to something? Definitely will. Also, Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman #2 is out. Keep in mind, these are just the backstories from Wonder Woman collected in a volume. Here we go. Big one for me this week. I'm a big Elseworld guy, and this Batman Gotham by Gaslight series has been great. We're back for the next volume, A League for Justice. They slow-rolled, teased, and brought in the characters that will ultimately form the Gaslight Justice League team. Couldn't be more excited for this. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Sam.
Yeah, not under here. Y'all know better. You're not playing on my desk. They never sinks in. Bill Sienkiewicz has a beautiful cover, but also this Sebastian cover really caught my eye. Gorgeous. Almost picked it up for the giveaway today. Almost. But those are the main ones from this week. Let me see if I get this giveaway tool going, and then I'll figure out what the hashtag is going to be. Then I'll figure out what the hashtag shall be. 91%, he says, with the first rollout. It's already down to 89. It's already down to 89. Given the reviews time to come in, it's down to 89. That's not bad, though. I'm just going to call it, like when we get all said and done, I expect the critic reviews for this to be in the 70s. I expect the fan reviews for this to be like 90. I'm trying to account for the Snyder Bros. I give this fan 94, critic 76. What say y'all? Hawkman by Rob Liefeld. The New 52 is my authentic Hawkman. I freaking love that run. Diehard Rob Liefeld fan. Yeah. 2 post-credit scenes confirmed. Yep, I've seen that. So make sure y'all stay after. Like anyone has to be told. You got to stay after. I tried to look that guy up, but I think he may have mispronounced the last name. Who? Try to look that guy up. Look what guy up? Aldous Hodge? I don't know. But it looks like we're rocking with an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes with 72 reviews. Let's see if we get some more. This should be coming in fast. 86 would see it's going down, steadily going down. 80 reviews are in now. You're going to be able to refresh this and just watch it plummet. Watch it plummet. All right. Writer-director Gunn is brilliant at conjuring spectacle and creating alien realms. What Gunn is not so great at is storytelling. Superman is all over the place, not just geographically, but also narratively. Oof. Say it with me. Oof. Oof. I think like that's going to be across the board. I think we're going to get a difference in stuff here with now, guys. I think this is going to be much the benefit. I've been saying it. You got to make comic book movies for comic book fans first. So I think a lot of the, again, my personal taste, it's a weird balance of realism and comic book fantasy, but you got to consider the comic fans first. So if this hits on a level that makes comic book fans happy, I think the rest will naturally work. Let's take a look for you, T-Dubs. There's volume 3. You want volume 1? Guardians of the Galaxy volume 1. My God, 92 and 92. Flawless execution here. Look at that. Perfectly balanced as all things should be, T-Dubs. 92% critic score, 92% audience score. Hailed as the best of the 3 Guardians. Perfectly even across the board. Let's check Guardians 2. Guardians 2, which I don't know why gets the negative feedback that it does. It's still wildly liked. I love it. I absolutely love Guardians 2. 85, 87. Look at this. We're seeing consistency on these like greatly praised things. That was the lowest one of the 3, right? Guardians 2 sitting at 85 and 87. Piers Pierce Brosnan and the Hawkman actor were the best part of Black Adam. Yeah, they were both phenomenal, weren't they? Fortunately, most film critics hate comic book movies. And this is also from that time, that Disney era of Rotten Tomatoes. Let's judge it later. Let's all see it first. I personally think pre-discussion of film is quite silly. Oh, man, it's all part of the hype. It's all part of the fun. Keep in mind, I say it all the time. Everyone says it, right? Judge it for yourself. We all do. We all do. But these things actually affect it in the big scheme of things, because realistically, not everybody judges things for themselves. They listen to critics, YouTubers, film sites. They look at these things. It goes into their equation of if they're going to go out, spend their time, effort, money, energy to go see something. I remind everybody, how many of y'all paid to go see Madam Web in theaters, huh? Or do you believe the negative feedback on it? I'm back. The chat froze and everything crashed. Oh, goodness. Critics see, critics do. All right, let's check the Superman again and see. What was that? It was down to 86 with 80 reviews. Down to 86 with 80 reviews. All right, it's up to 87 with 85 reviews. It looks like today with these early screening critics, these are your early access people, your YouTubers, your influencers, your people on X, Instagram, Facebook with big followings, your actual film critics, your professional film critics, your people that work at papers and magazines, those folks. That's them getting them in early. These are the people that this might not be their preferred genre. And it's still, that's pretty high praise, especially for a DC property. Let's check out some other reviews. A lot of good reviews in here. James Gunn's Superman movie launches the DC universe in spectacular fashion with a fun-filled romp that requires refreshingly little homework. That plays to what we said earlier. Don't make these movies to service each other. You have to service your own film. People are done with the homework. People are done having to watch 57 different episodes of Disney Plus to watch ultimately a terrible movie. Superman is an epic action-packed start for the theatrically released DC universe. It's heartfelt, funny, and filled to the brim with superhero action, even if there are a few issues holding it back. There is so much to love in this movie that even when there is a lot happening at once, you never are left in the dark. It's all fine in the moment, but there was no real reason to try this story again, at least not with this screenplay, says Mike Massey from Gone with the Twins. Gone with the Twins. What the monkey is Gone with the Twins? How do people get access to official critic status? Just a movie review website, Gone with the Twins. I like their logo. So it's just movie review. Okay. Okay. Jake Cole. Something quite rare in this is assembly line style of superhero movie making today. Human. See a lot of tomatoes. Looking good. Oh, there's a splat. You don't have to convince me that Superman is great, but you do have to show me why in 2025. I should be invested in this version. We get tons of world building and looking to the future at the expense of right now. Oh, snap. That's my main man with pots and pans. That's Dan Murrell. Official, like he's a huge YouTuber. He's one of the only people that I ever check out his stuff. He got to have it a 5 out of 10. That's super unfortunate. He is not a negative guy. He's not a negative guy at all. That's unfortunate. But the negative feedback on Madam Web was right. It absolutely was. No lie detected. I didn't need to read any Web reviews. Sony has never made a good live action superhero movie. Spider-Man 2 is one of the greatest superhero films that has ever been made to this day. Period. Full stop. Yeah, how did everyone know? Did you see it for yourself? Tell me the mechanism you used to know that movie was going to be that bad without seeing it for yourself, or did you just prejudge it? We don't prejudge things, right, guys? We don't do that. 100% truth. Most people don't want to be separate from the herd. Yep. Happy DC Day. Today is our day. Hashtag DC for me. We are Super Legion. What's up, Ryan? Fine. I forgot about Raimi Spider-Ham. Yeah. Dude, Spider-Man 2 was good. I did a whole video on the Sony stuff. I don't like the take on Venom, but those movies did gangbusters. People liked them. Carnage wasn't as well received, but 1 and 3 were pretty well received. All of them did good financially. Madam Web made its money back somehow. It just blows my mind. Craven? No. Morbius made his money back. Madam Web, I think, broke even, and Craven was a huge loss. But the rest did all really well for him. The Spider-Verse stuff, I got to put him in the dryer. The previews alone made you see that Madam Web wasn't worth spending money on. I 100% agree. We all judged the book by the cover, and we were all right. Sometimes something's so bad that no matter how bad your instincts are, you're still going to get it right. All right, let's check the review again. Last time, 86 and 88 reviews. No, you want crypto?
Yeah, and Supergirl.
And Supergirl.
Yes, it had to do.
Oh yeah. You better bring this back in here when you're done. I had to go find crypto last time you played with him. All right, so that's where we're gonna leave it at, guys. We're gonna leave it at that. It looks like it's going to be in the mid 80s by the day's end. I wonder if you want to unlock it for the rest of us. Let's see. No, because this one isn't for y'all. That one's not for y'all. Mark, is that the new Superman logo on your shirt? Yes, it is. I was one of the select few people that scored this from DC's shop early on when they first put them up. They sold out like that day. Heard if someone does bad, Disney is going to buy DC. If it does good, Sony's going to buy DC. I don't think Disney's going to be allowed to buy DC, buddy. I'm pretty sure that the Disney acquisition of any other film studios would be stopped, despite what they want to do. Get that hashtag in there. Get it in there. And just like that, I moved the laundry over. Go me. Multitasking. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me while I do it. All right, let's take a look at this. Don't forget, this thing's coming from Big Time Collectibles. Be sure to follow them on the social medias. And today we're giving away Absolute Superman issue number 9, the Lyrics variant, as well as the Mark Spears trading card variant for Aquaman issue number 7. Action figures not included. As you see, the Finn finally got his Kaiju slime action figure. It's actually cooler than it even looked in the store on the old school style commercial. It's amazing. Get him in there. Get him in there. Get him in there. Let me delete that. Turn that off. Well, yeah, it looks like Superman's going to sit at 86. That is like the highest Rotten Tomatoes score a Superman film has ever gotten, I think. Well, post-mortem, I don't know how you'd even put it. Movies that came out before Rotten Tomatoes have higher scores by nature. So I don't know if any of the older Superman movies are on there. So 1978. Wow. 1978 Superman the movie, the best Superman movie ever made, is sitting at 86% with 117 reviews and 86% on the popcorn meter. Superman Returns, 72 and 60. So that's up there. So right now it's tied with Superman the movie. Superman the movie having 86% is crazy. and that stuff typically has higher ratings. Like when they came out before Rotten Tomatoes, the antitrust laws would certainly come into place with such an acquisition, but it's not unheard of. REDC, Disney, etc. Yeah, and the only reason I even mentioned that was because Disney got stopped with something else in the past couple of years with the antitrust laws. They're already too big to fail. They're not allowed to get any bigger, from what I understand. Just in a nutshell, without unpacking it, crazier things are possible for sure. It could happen ultimately some way or another, but yeah, Disney got Marvel, Disney got Pixar, Disney got 20th Century Fox. I think, unfortunately, they're going to have to stop there. I think they were just talking about like trying to come in and strong arm Sony at one point, the antitrust law stuff. They got thrown out, like not happening. Someone like pretty much threw it out there. Don't even waste your time, not happening. Yeah, a lot of people's did, man. A lot of people's did. How did Superman versus the Mole Men do? I wonder if it's on there. Let's see. Adam Man versus Superman is up here. Superman versus the Mole Men. Let's see. Superman versus the Mole Men has no critic score. Not shocked from that, I guess, right? But it has an 80% from the fans with 250 plus rating. It has 4 reviews on the tomato meter. Where are these 4 reviews? Show me these. Oh, God. Sitting at 25%. 25% critic score. That's wild. 25% from the critics. I'm looking forward to seeing how Lois Lane is depicted in this movie. Yeah, I think she's going to knock it out of the park, man. I think she's going to knock it out of the park. All right, let's give this away. Good luck to everybody. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up and consider hitting that join button, becoming a channel member. If you join in the Legion tier, you're automatically on the wheel for the Legionnaire of the month. And just as a reminder for everybody, let's see, I'll make myself big again. Boop. For this month, these are some of the things that are going to be included in that. Since Peacemaker comes out next month, we got Peacemaker theme going in, the DC Finest Peacemaker collection. We've got Vigilante #1. We also have Peacemaker #1, as well as the first appearance of Vigilante. So getting some Peacemaker themed goodness going in there. And those will be included in the, July. So the first Sunday in August, we'll draw for the Legionnaire of the month for that. It was interesting to see the sales on Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane on auction sites. I bet. Only 2 DC movies have a higher Rotten Tomatoes score than 91 prior to going down. The Dark Knight, Wonder. Yeah, but like that, dude. How do they even get the initial score? Like we don't have the score yet till everyone can take the time to put their review in. Like that, as soon as they unlock it, like the first whatever, it doesn't count until it stops moving. You know what I mean? Let's see where it's at. Now it's going back up. It's got 93 reviews in it, 87%. So it doesn't even count till it stops. That's when the score is in. But yeah, the Dark Knight that should have 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. That should have 100% across the board. The Dark Knight is a freaking masterpiece in superhero genre. Like critically, like people's taste may vary, but that movie is exceptional. Got a ticket for Monday. There we go. Hey, Monday's better than no day. All right, let me see if there's got some more of these things in here. All right, y'all ready? Free shipping worldwide if you are a channel member. Free shipping in the U.S. if you are not a channel member. So if you win and you're not in the U.S., you can price tag someone, or I can give you shipping credit. You can pay the difference. It's up to you. And oh yeah, guys, we got new Watchtower cards. Last week I forgot to pick them up. So this week, Watchtower cards are going in there, and it's the John Stewart Watchtower card and everybody's favorite king of the DCU, Aquaman. So those are going in there. to go with the bonus book. Where are the bonus book? Holding these back for this week. So we got the Superman Day books are getting bonus thrown in there. Superman for All Seasons and All-Star Superman #1 are getting added to the set. Now let's get ready to draw some cards. So of course we hit the bonus. So the sealed Return of Superman trading card set. Got a pack of those going in there. The ABX Comics and Games sticker going in there. Those are decent sized stickers. And because we got to keep it in everyone's forefront of their brain all the way until October, the Comics Curing Cancer sticker going in there. The ABX Comics and Games bracelet going in there. And we'll draw the trading cards, probably 4 because the kids are here and they like to draw them. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And good luck. 2 apiece. Let's go. Chip Getler, the White Shadow himself, is one. Just don't look. Then don't look. Use your eyeballs to not look. Monkey, get yours too. I know you like to look, so. I want the red thingy, Scott. The real thingy. Oh, what real thingy? Which one?
I'm going to try to get Superman. You already gave away Superman.
Yeah, you might have already done that. And to be honest with you guys, when I unboxed all these, I kept the good Superman. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. That was like the ultimate chase card in the box. You found a Superman? No, that's Black Adam. That's super cool, though. We'll do that. That's a good one.
I'm going to try
Then
to
you already got
Green
2.
Lantern. I found
All right.
it.
Let me help.
This one.
There, is that a green? Yeah, grab that. There's a Green Lantern. You see the green? You want a Green Lantern? You cool with that one?
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, so these are the cards that they specifically picked out for you. Very specifically. All right. Monkey says you get a Crimson Fox. And these are the Skybox Masters. So they're all these beautiful painted cards. Finn got a Steel for you. Then also got a, who we got here? Baron Colas. I'm not familiar with this character. Super cool. And Monkey pulled a Black Adam. And then she also dug deep for the DC Comics Cosmic cards, John Stewart. So you get a Green Lantern that matches the marks here. So all of that, Chip Getler, is coming your way, good sir. I think we have your address. Pretty sure we have your address. Guys, I hope everyone has a phenomenal day. It's Superman Day, guys. It's new DC Day to the extreme right now. The extreme. I got that. John Stewart first appearance. You know what I realized the other day is I haven't like really posted up comics and stuff like slabs on display in my background. And every now and then when I go through them, I realize how many of these books I have. And I'm super grateful that I've been a DC fan long before this DCU kicks off. Steve, you're right there too. You've been a DC first guy this whole time you've collected. It's been an honor and a privilege to pick up all these amazing books before they spike. Because if this DCU takes off, the collectors are coming for these books. The resellers, the flippers, the prices are going up. Probably right. That's probably why I don't own it. Mark, my LCS had a Superman comic that has like a search for a golden ticket inside, and they say there's 2 of them. I was there when they were getting interviewed for the San Diego Comic-Con awareness for their shop. Yeah, here's one of those books you're talking about. Forgot how I could have gave one of these away. Yeah. Inside, there's like a golden ticket thing. Most likely the 2 that had it were thrown away. At this point, they're irrelevant because we're past the event. It was last night that it was for. But each of these do include a free month subscription to the DC Universe app Ultra tier. So I'll save this for the next week. We'll save it for next week. Or I'll put it in the Legion loot for this month. That's a free subscription. I might do that. That's going in the Legion loot for this month, I think. We'll see. Yeah, right? Weird. Very weird. I don't know if she's okay. Superman Day for you guys. Mine will be Friday. You already had yours. But hey, I appreciate everybody coming by and hanging out. If you're a channel member in the Legion tier, be on the lookout for the review for tonight. I'm about to make the little thumbnail for it. I'm probably going to do it guerrilla style, record it maybe probably record it from the theater. We'll do an out of theater reaction. That way I can make a thumbnail that says I just walked out. People will think you're mad at the movie. That'd be fun. A little clickbaity thumbnail. Who knows? I might like the movie, might not. It's got big shoes to fill. We'll see if Gunn can pull it off. Thank you all for coming and hanging out. That's going to do it for today. Check out my video from yesterday if you haven't already. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.
All that ends right now!